The studio's a mess. We got to figure this out. In the last year or two, my channel has been a little bit more focused on doing gear demos and reviews. And so, yeah, I get sent products from time to time, which is really, really great. And sometimes it feels like the packages start arriving all around the same time. I have to open up these packages, see what's in it. I figure let's answer some of your questions while we do that, as well as, I don't know, just update you on what's been going on lately. All right, you see this guy? This guy right here? This is my chair. I bought this chair for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, it looked kind of comfy, and I thought, yeah, this will be a good chair for me to edit and spend long nights here in the studio. But the second reason, which was kind of more of the main reason for me, was the arms. They go up. And as a guitarist, that's super important to me to be able to work here in the studio. I just want to lift the arms up, play guitar, and then bring them back down when it's time for me to do everything else here on the computer. Reason number 3 was the price was right. It was a B stock. I guess it was returned at some point because it had a tear in the fabric, and I've been using this chair ever since. But I gotta tell you, though it's comfy to sit on, it's not very comfy for my back. Do you see that gap? How annoying is that? I picked this up off of Wayfair. This is not a sponsored video of any kind. They didn't send this over. I just figured let me give this chair a try, and we'll build it and I'll explain why I chose this chair. All right, so while I open up this package, I figured let's start answering your questions. This question comes from @DarksideZeke270, and he asked, do you record in mono? Dark Side Zeke, yes, I do record in mono. It's always been my personal preference over the years. Not exactly sure why. I've done stereo setups, I've done various 4-cable method setups, and though they all sounded great, I always revert back to the mono. I think it just feels like it's the most easiest setup and the most sort of straightforward for me. I usually will go out of my pedal board mono into my DAW here, and from there, I will then split that same signal onto 2 different channels and then hard pan them left and right. So here it is. This is the new chair. I think it feels good. Look at this. Look at the back support, exactly what I was looking for. The arms also go up just like my other chair, but they also sit so low that I feel like you could easily play guitar without having to worry about that. It also has this really neat footrest. This is like what every guitar player's dream. So I think this is more suitable for a studio chair versus my last one, which was clearly a gamer chair and just got uncomfortable for me to sit on for long periods of time. Best of all, it's actually quite small, and so I think it just fits the space a lot better, would allow me to move around in here a lot more, because as you can tell, yeah, space is tight. As I open up package number 2, we'll read another question here. This is from Dark Shadow 816, and you asked, you ever think about doing guitar covers? I would love to hear your playing in context. Plus, I think it's a great way to get more exposure on your channels. That's actually a really good question, and for whatever reason, I've seen it more often recently than not. This is from my very good friends at This Heavy Earth. This is the Titan. This is like a boost pedal. I'm very, very excited about this one. Stay tuned. So getting back to your question there, yeah, I have thought about doing covers. It's just that YouTube kind of makes it challenging to do that. Anyone who knows about the YouTube copyright thing and how it works, unfortunately, you are in a copyright violation when you play other people's music. And there are benefits to that, but also downfalls for the creator especially. And that means that I cannot showcase other people's music, even if that means I'm not trying to make money off your music. I'm just simply trying to replicate a part in order to show people how to use a product or a sound in context. Because of how massive YouTube is, they are forced to use a very sort of wide range algorithm style method for these types of circumstances, and it doesn't really cater to the person who is trying to just simply teach someone something versus someone who is literally trying to steal a song or claim rights to a song that belongs to someone else. So for now, I'm going to stay away from doing covers, but I still want to figure out a way where you could hear some of the sounds that I come up with in context. Opening up another package here, and this is from Basiner, I think is how you pronounce the name. Guitar straps. Very, very cool. Some of you who have been following the channel for a little while know that I have actually been on the search for the perfect guitar strap. We'll check them out in an upcoming video. Thanks so much for sending these over. It looks like a bass version and a guitar version. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. All right, we got another one here trying to hide my address, but before we open up this, let's answer another question. Bill W2809 asks, what's the guitar knobs thing on your desk? It looks so cool. Oh, let me show you. Tell me that's not cool. So in short, this is just a micro keyboard, and you basically have various short keys that you can assign to just one key. So for example, I mainly use this for my video editing and DaVinci Resolve, and so the knobs all serve a purpose. This is a play and stop option. This also is my scrub wheel. I can zoom in or zoom out of the actual footage itself. I can cut, grab, ripple, and delete. I can undo, redo, I can jump to the closest edit, I can auto save, I can go to the beginning of the session or the end of the session. And some of these short keys actually translate in other programs that I use. Yeah, I use it all the time and I love it. This comes from Pedal Python, and I have to admit something. I've had this package sitting in my studio for about 1.5 years plus. I'm so sorry, Pedal Python, but I promise we'll make a video very, very soon. For those of you who don't know who Pedal Python is, they created a cable management system that should make life a lot easier. And for me, based on some of the photographs that are behind here, I think that it could be relevant to both if you are at-home musician, if you have a studio like I do, or even if you're traveling and gigging, you could find a way to make a whole bunch of a mess here be very, very organized just by using this system. So I do want to take a look at this thing very, very soon, and I am so sorry it's been sitting here in my studio unopened for so long, but we're gonna take a look at this. Thank you so much, Pedal Python, for sending this over. All right, we got another package here, but we also have another question. This comment was left under a video that I recently uploaded. I'll link right up here, and it's called "Should You Buy a Line 6 HX Stomp in 2023?" I'll leave the person's name anonymous because I don't want him being bothered in any kind of way, but he wrote, "But they really sound nothing like a real Valve amp. All these multi-effects boards are nothing more than children's toys." I understand where you're coming from. The truth is, Valve amps, or tube amps as we call them here in America, they are amazing sounding, and nothing can really replicate a tube amp in a room. That air movement, that sound, the feeling that you get, the response that you get. But as soon as you put a microphone in front of that thing and you run it into a recording system, or you run it into the front of house, the sound that you get from that is very reminiscent to what you're hearing in today's modelers and today's multi-effect units like the HX Stomp, the HX Effects, the Axe Effects stuff. And that sound that they're nailing has nothing to do with the sound that's in the room with you and your amp, because that's not the sound that anyone hears other than you. The sound that they're actually nailing is the sound of a microphone miking the cabinet of that amp. But everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I completely understand. And like I said, I actually don't want to get rid of Valve amps. I love them. We wouldn't be able to perfect that sound if it wasn't for them. So keep them 100%. There's room for both. This one is from my good friends at Buy or Borrow Music. This is supposed to be like a one-time thing, but they've been sending me products now for like 3-4 months straight. So I love them for it. I just never know what's going to show up at the door. We got a Strymon timeline. Definitely expect to see this on the channel very, very soon. Thanks to my good friends at Buy or Borrow Music. You guys are always taking care of me. Appreciate you. Now we got one more package here. I'll open it up in just a second, but I do want to answer one more question. And this is actually a direct message on Instagram. And they asked, "Bro, do you sell your current Cruz preset for this stomp? I would be interested in buying." Now, that is probably one of the most asked questions over the longest period of time. And normally I would just answer it just like I have in every other video, which is no, I don't plan on making presets. I don't want to sell them. It's not something that I want to do, but I am working on something. Maybe it's a collaboration. Maybe it's something that's going to be very, very cool. Maybe it will be available to all of you who are willing to try and go get it. And I'll just leave it at that. What's up, dude?
What's up? Jay Cruz, man. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Hey, I have a proposition for you.
Uh-oh. All right, last package here. Actually, it's kind of already exposed. This is from a company called Flatter. They sent this over for me to check out. It says it's for an LP style guitar. And I don't use Les Pauls all that much. I have the Fano, which is like an LP Junior, but it actually is more like an LP Junior married with a Telecaster. So it doesn't quite fit the LP standards, but we'll try it out. And this thing, love my stickers by the way, from what I remember, actually is supposed to lay on the fretboard and emulate the sound of a fretless guitar. So we'll see, man. I'll try my best to do this thing justice if I can. So hopefully it'll make a video very soon. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing something on this. I would be interested in hearing what it would sound like. When I hear fretless, I also think of like slide, right? Stay tuned for this in a video. All right, well, we did it. That is it. We opened up every single package here in the studio. Unfortunately, I just made it more of a mess, so I actually have to now clean up all of the boxes, get all of this stuff put somewhere, and then eventually make content for this stuff. So the grind does not stop. I want to thank you all for joining me in this video today. It was more of a chill video. First of all, shout out to all of you who sent me these products. I definitely will try to work them into videos as soon as I can. Let me know in the comment section which one you're most excited about seeing, and I'll try to prioritize it based on your reactions. While you're still here, don't click away just yet. I want you to ask yourself, are you subscribed to my channel? Because if you're watching and you are not subscribed, you are doing yourself a massive disservice. Please consider subscribing, hit the bell notification icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. Be sure to like this video as I asked before, leave a comment below, communicate. I love writing and responding back to the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next week.